Sister Act brought us laughs, killer tunes, and performances that made these two movies absolute classics. Behind the on-screen joy and powerhouse vocals were actors who lived very different lives off-camera. Some are still here with us, but others have sadly gone. They left behind moments that still inspire fans everywhere. Let us remember 12 beloved stars who are gone now. Honor the mark they left. Maggie Smith turned Mother Superior into a total icon, showing that a quiet stare could be just as powerful as a loud joke. Underneath that strict rules-first attitude was real warmth, wisdom, and a growing respect for Deloris, creating a truly great dynamic. Born on December 28, 1934, in Ilford, Essex, England, Smith was 57 when she first ruled that convent with sharp wit and absolute elegance. Already a legend in Britain, she brought decades of top-tier acting experience to the set, going on to charm millions more in Harry Potter and Downton Abbey. Her long career brought in Oscars, BAFTAs, Golden Globes, and global love, locking in her status as one of the true greats. On September 27, 2024, Maggie Smith passed away peacefully at 89 from natural causes related to her age. Her incredible work still inspires people everywhere, and Mother Superior remains a legendary role in the history of movie comedies. Mary Wickes basically stole every scene as Sister Mary Lazarus, bringing a sharp tongue, insane energy, and perfect comedic timing to the most beloved nun in the choir. Every face she made, every line she delivered, showed the natural charm that made her a famous character actress way before Sister Act became a massive hit. Born June 13, 1910, in St. Louis, Missouri, Wickes was 82 during the first film, but her wild energy on screen easily matched actors half her age. Her incredible run in show business lasted over 50 years, with great roles in White Christmas, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Little Women, and dozens of old television shows that proved she could play anything. Her long journey ended on October 22, 1995, following complications from a broken hip at the age of 85. Decades later, Sister Mary Lazarus remains one of the absolute funniest parts of the movie, making sure that Mary Wickes' classic talent keeps putting smiles on faces today. Bill Nunn played Lieutenant Eddie Souther with the real grit and heart that grounded the movie's fast-paced story. As the cop guarding Deloris while trying to bust mob boss Vince LaRocca, Eddie balanced out the crazy comedy, showing that quiet bravery and heart are just as powerful as action. Born on October 20, 1953, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Nunn was 38 when he joined the cast, already known for playing solid, real-world characters on screen. His career took off with big roles in Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, New Jack City, Spider-Man, and Regarding Henry, earning him a spot as one of the most respected actors around. September 24, 2016, Bill Nunn passed away at 62 after battling leukemia. Though his run ended too soon, his strong presence and cool style, and his amazing performance in Sister Act keep winning over movie fans all across the globe. Joseph Maher brought real class and a gentle voice to Bishop O'Hara, the church boss who trusted the nuns when things got tough. His calm acting grounded the wild comedy, giving us a steady, friendly face amidst all the singing and dancing. Indeed. Born June 29, 1933 in County Mayo, Ireland, Maher joined the movie with decades of experience on stage, already widely known as one of the absolute best theater actors of his generation. Outside of Sister Act, people loved him in The Purple Rose of Cairo, Heaven Can Wait, Moonstruck, and big Broadway shows that proved he could play anything. His incredible run ended on July 17, 1998, when he passed away from a brain tumor at 65. Joseph Maher played Bishop O'Hara with a quiet excellence that elevated every single scene he was in, showing why he was one of the greats. Albertini Dow stole hearts as Sister Agnes, proving that age was absolutely no barrier when it came to stealing scenes with pure, warm humor, fun. From her perfect reaction shots to rocking out with the choir, she filled the screen with a massive energy that made Sister Agnes a truly beloved favorite. Born on November 16, 1913, in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, Dow was 78 when they shot the original Sister Act, bringing more than 50 years of acting experience to the set. She only got more popular down the road with unforgettable spots in The Wedding Singer, Wedding Crashers, Seinfeld, tons of sitcoms, winning over a whole new generation of fans. Then on May 4, 2015, Ellen Albertini Dow passed away peacefully from natural causes at age 101. Her incredible spirit lives on, and Sister Agnes still proves to everyone that great, unforgettable performances have absolutely no age limit. Carmen Zapata brought a gentle grace and real sincerity to Sister Alma, making the whole convent feel like a real, warm family. Even though she was not one of the main leads, her quiet presence made every group scene better, bringing real heart to the close-knit sisterhood that anchored the entire movie. Born on July 15, 1927 in New York, Zapata had already spent decades working in theater, movies, and TV before landing the beloved comedy. Over her long career, she popped up in shows like Santa Barbara, Married, Children, The Bold and the Beautiful, tons of plays, and even became a powerful advocate for Latino actors working in Hollywood. Her journey came to an end on January 5, 2014, when she passed away at 86 from heart complications. Carmen Zapata's incredible dedication is still fondly remembered today, with Sister Alma standing as just one great highlight in a career that spanned over 50 years. Ruth Cobart needed barely any screen time to leave a huge mark as the older nun, showing off the easy charm she was always known for. Her expressive face, sharp comedic timing, and natural warmth fit perfectly into the feel-good vibe of Sister Act, proving that even the smallest parts can steal the show when a great actor takes charge. Born on February 24, 1924 in Des Moines, Iowa, Cobart spent decades delighting crowds in TV classics like Bewitched, The Odd Couple, Mork and Mindy, and several big Broadway shows. She passed away on September 17, 2002, at 78 years old, following complications from a stroke. Classic TV fans still celebrate her amazing body of work, and her brief cameo in Sister Act is just another reminder of how she could instantly light up any project. Bernard Hughes brought a comforting wisdom to Father Maurice that matched the warm, upbeat spirit of Sister Act perfectly. His easy authority and quiet humor showed off the long decades of screen experience he carried with him, making Father Maurice feel totally real, even with very little screen time. Born on August 16, 1916 in Bedford, Hills, New York, Hughes had already established himself as one of the country's finest actors on stage and screen. Fans loved him in movies like The Lost Boys, Doc Hollywood, Midnight Cowboy, Tron, and the hit TV show Mr. Merlin, where his incredible range earned him massive respect. His long career ended on July 11, 2006, from complications following a serious lung illness at 89 years old. Bernard Hughes left behind an amazing legacy, with Father Maurice as another perfect example of the quiet dignity he brought to cinema, television. Michael Jeter gave Father Ignatius a quirky, warm energy and an unmistakable heart that made him one of Hollywood's most beloved character actors. Even in a minor role, his expressive face brought so much heart to Sister Act 2, matching the story's big themes of faith, music, and second chances. Born on August 26, 1952, in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, Jeter joined the cast after making waves on Broadway and TV, where his incredible talent had already grabbed everyone's attention. He went on to deliver unforgettable roles in The Green Mile and Jurassic Park 3, as well as Mouse Hunt and Evening Shade, which scored him an Emmy Award. On March 30, 2003, Michael Jeter passed away at 50 after a sudden seizure, heart issues from HIV noted as a major factor. His rare gift for mixing humor with deep vulnerability still makes him one of the most respected character actors of his time. Fornan. James Coburn brought sheer authority and charm to Mr. Crisp, the tough boss whose doubts sparked some of the sequel's biggest clashes. His massive screen presence added serious weight to every scene, showing exactly why he had been a top Hollywood star for decades. Born August 31st, 1928 in Laurel, Nebraska, Coburn signed on with a legendary list of hits like The Magnificent Seven and Our Man Flint. Also starred in Cross of Iron, and later the Oscar-winning drama Affliction. That deep voice, tall build, and cool style made him easy to spot for generations of fans. His long run ended on November 18, 2002, when a heart attack took him at 74. James Coburn still stands tall among absolute icons of American film, with his comedy cameo adding one last spark to a 60-year career. Brad Sullivan made the assistant role way more memorable than you'd expect from his brief screen time. His low-key acting paired up perfectly with James Coburn, keeping the strict vibe alive until Deloris and her kids used music to break the rules. Born November 18, 1931, Chicago, Illinois, Sullivan spent decades working steadily on Broadway, in movies, on TV, before joining the sequel. You probably remember him in hits like The Untouchables, Work Earl Regarding Henry, and many theater plays, where his solid, reliable work won respect across the business. He passed away on December 8, 2008, at 77 after a long battle with illness. While he rarely played the main lead, Sullivan left behind a solid career defined by pure professionalism and the rare knack for making every single scene better. Harvey Keitel gave the mobster Vince LaRocca a scary vibe that raised the stakes instantly. Playing the ruthless club owner out to silence Deloris, he was the dark, dangerous contrast to the movie's bright comedy, proving a real bad guy doesn't need to overact to feel genuinely terrifying. Born May 13, 1939, in Brooklyn, New York, Keitel had already made a name as one of the country's top actors before joining the cast. His legendary run includes heavy roles in Taxi Driver, Mean Streets, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and The Piano, earning huge praise for bringing intense, fearless energy to every single role he took. 87, Harvey Keitel is still celebrated as a true powerhouse and a major influence on cinema, while Vince LaRocca stands as one of the best family movie villains we've ever seen. Kathy Najimy brought pure bubbling joy to Sister Mary Patrick, filling the screen with an upbeat energy that immediately stole the show. Her bright vibe and perfect comedic timing made Mary Patrick an absolute fan favorite, while her close bond with Deloris gave the movie a warm heart we still love today. Born February 6, 1957, in San Diego, California, Najimy joined the comedy after working for years in theater, but this breakout role truly put her on the map. She later secured her icon status in favorites like Hocus Pocus, King of the Hill, Veep, and a bunch of classic animated shows. Becoming one of Hollywood's most familiar comedic stars and voice actresses. At 69 years old, Kathy Najimy still entertains crowds with that same warm energy that made Sister Mary Patrick so unforgettable, cementing her place among the most cherished stars of family entertainment. Wendy McKenna captured the quiet growth of Sister Mary Robert, turning a shy novice into an incredibly inspiring character. That emotional journey from self-doubt to real confidence reached its unforgettable peak during those musical numbers, creating the franchise's most touching moments. Born October 4, 1958, in Manhattan, New York, McKenna was 33 when she joined the cast, bringing subtle emotion and genuine vulnerability to the screen. Beyond Sister Act, she starred in big hits like A League of Their Own, Air Bud, State of Play, and several TV dramas, quietly building a respected career focused on real acting rather than cheap fame. Now 67, Wendy McKenna is still closely tied to Sister Mary Robert, a role that still speaks to everyone who knows that real courage often starts with the quietest voices. 4. Richard Portnow made Willie way more than just another basic movie henchman. 4. Blending dry humor with an unpredictable edge that fit the playful tone of Sister Act beautifully. 4. Teaming up with Harvey Keitel, he helped build a crew of bad guys who were as entertaining as they were intimidating, making the film's lighter, funny moments hit even harder. Born January 26, 1947, in Brooklyn, New York, Portnow had spent decades refining his craft before this, steadily becoming one of Hollywood's most reliable character actors. His massive resume later grew. Major roles in Good Morning Vietnam, Kindergarten Cop, Seven, The Sopranos, The West Wing, and dozens of hit TV dramas. Now 79 years old, Richard Portnow still enjoys a great career, while fans of the film still remember Willie as one of the best supporting villains around. Beth Fowler played a simple choir nun, Fide, but her deep musical background brought a huge dose of realness to the movie's big performances. Farm. Every musical number benefited from a veteran actress, whose career had already shined on some of America's biggest stages. Then, what a career. Born November 1, 1940, in New Jersey, Fowler built a massive reputation on Broadway, long before joining the convent, earning massive praise in major shows like Beauty and the Beast and Sweeney Todd, along with The Boy from Oz and Peter Pan. Her ability to easily glide between theater, TV, and movies showed the incredible talent that defined her for decades. At 85 years old, Beth Fowler is still widely celebrated for her massive contributions to musical theater, and her role here shows how this movie built an incredibly gifted cast far beyond main stars. Robert Miranda brought a streetwise grit to Joey that made the mob gang feel actually dangerous, providing a perfect, gritty contrast to the light-hearted spirit of the film. His tough screen presence and sharp acting really built up the movie's main conflict without taking away from its humor or heart. Born June 26, 1952 in New York City, Miranda was already known for playing intense, memorable tough guys before joining the cast. His acting career later brought him to The Sopranos and NYPD Blue, plus Profiler, Training Day, and many crime dramas where that rugged face was instantly recognizable. Now 74 years old, Robert Miranda is still respected as a highly dependable Hollywood character actor, and Joey still ranks as one of the absolute best supporting roles of his entire career. Jennifer Lewis brought massive energy and real heart to Michelle, Deloris' longtime friend, who helped set this whole story in motion. Even with short screen time, Lewis played it with fierce confidence and humor, and that signature charisma that would eventually make her one of the industry's most beloved stars. Born January 25, 1957, in Kinloch, Missouri, she filmed this right before her career exploded across movies, TV, Broadway, and music. Fans later fell in love with her roles in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and The Preacher's Wife. Blackish, Cars, and endless Disney projects earned her a legendary title, the Mother of Black Hollywood. Now 69 years old, Jennifer Lewis still inspires people with her incredible talent and sheer resilience. Her early breakout in Sister Act remains a major highlight of a career spanning over 40 years. Fax Grodenchik brought this wild, nervous energy and quirky humor to Ernie, one of Vince LaRocca's goons. Ernie was not a main character, but Grodenchik's wild expressions made the gang way more entertaining than normal movie bad guys, matching the film's funny yet tense vibe. Born on November 12, 1952 in New York City, he had plenty of stage and screen experience before this role. Global audiences would soon recognize him as the unforgettable Ferengi named Rom in Star Trek. Deep Space, a breakout role that turned him into one of the franchise's biggest fan favorites. Today at 73, Max Grodenchik still gets tons of love from sci-fi and comedy fans alike. His quick turn in Sister Act is a fun early moment in a career defined by pure versatility. Tony Callum gave Connie LaRocca this perfect mix of elegance and quiet grit, making Vince's mob world feel totally real, despite her having very little screen time. Her steady presence raised the emotional stakes before Deloris even started her wild convent journey. 4. Born October 29, 1956 in Springfield, New Jersey, Callum spent years building a solid acting resume before joining the movie. 4. She eventually branched out from acting to find success as both a writer and director, and fans still remember her from roles in The Sopranos and Private Benjamin, along with many other top TV shows. Now 69, Tony Callum is still celebrated for her creative range, and her character Connie remains a key piece of the stellar cast that made Sister Act a classic. Michael Durrell played Larry Merrick with that smooth confidence he was famous for throughout his television career. Even with his minor role, Durrell's sharp acting blended perfectly with the high-energy flow of the movie, showing off the reliable talent that filmmakers loved. Born October 6, 1943, in Indianapolis, Indiana, he became a familiar face on hit shows like The Waltons' Emergency, Dynasty, and Dark Shadows, building one of TV's most consistent careers. He jumped effortlessly between heavy drama, comedy, and daytime soaps, proving he had the range to keep working for decades. Now 82 years old, Michael Durrell is still highly respected as a classic character actor, and his part in Sister Act is just one more gem in a career lasting over 50 years. Cheryl Lee Ralph brought so much warmth to Florence Watson, determination, and the kind of encouragement every young student dreams of getting from a teacher. Her performance drove home the sequel's big message about believing in kids, making Florence one of the most supportive mentors on screen. Born December 30th, 1956 in Connecticut, Ralph was already a Broadway star before the sequel, having earned massive praise as the original Dina Jones in Dreamgirls. Her career kept climbing with standout roles in Moesha and Abbott Elementary, which scored her a Primetime Emmy, along with dozens of other stage and screen credits. Now 69 years old, Cheryl Lee Ralph is still a true industry icon, and her character Florence still represents the big heart of Sister Act 2. Thomas Gottschalk brought a fun international flavor to Father Wolfgang, adding plenty of charm to one of the sequel's most memorable side roles. While American viewers only knew him from this movie, millions in Europe had loved him for decades as one of Germany's biggest TV stars. Born May 18, 1950, in West Germany, Gottschalk joined the cast with a massive broadcasting career already under his belt that made him a massive household name across Europe. Beyond acting, he hosted the legendary show, Wetten das?, eventually becoming one of Europe's most legendary TV hosts. Today at 76, Thomas Gottschalk is still a massive icon in European entertainment. Fans still love spotting his familiar face in Sister Act 2, finding a global star hidden inside their favorite musical comedy. Lauryn Hill stole the show in Sister Act 2 as the unforgettable Rita Watson, a talented teen whose powerhouse voice and emotional struggle ended up defining the entire movie. Talk about talent. Rita trying to balance her family's demands with her love for music hit home for so many, and her mind-blowing vocals pushed those musical numbers into legendary status. Born on May 26, 1975, in East Orange, New Jersey, Hill was only 18 when she took on the role, already showing off the raw genius that would reshape the music world forever. Only a few years later, she skyrocketed to global fame with the Fugees and her masterpiece solo record, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, sweeping the Grammy Awards and inspiring countless future stars across hip-hop, R&B, and soul. 51, Lauryn Hill is still a titan of her generation, and Rita Watson remains one of the most inspiring young characters to ever grace a musical. Falana Ubach brought so much energy and charm to Maria, standing out as one of those key students who helped turn a messy classroom into an unbelievable choir. Her real-deal charisma fit right in with the film's feel-good vibe, bringing yet another great voice to the crew that made Sister Act 2 so inspiring. Born on October 3, 1975, in Downey, California, Ubach was just a teenager when she joined the cast, scoring the kind of early experience that built a wildly diverse career, leading to major roles in Legally Blonde, Fockers, Coco, Euphoria, and a ton of famous animated shows, proving she is truly one of Hollywood's most versatile stars and voice actors. At 50, Alana Ubach is still crushing it in movies, TV, and voiceover work. But Maria will always be the breakout role that first showed the world what she could do. Jennifer Love Hewitt played Margaret, right before she blew up into one of the biggest stars of the late 90s, while her part in Sister Act 2 was pretty small. It showed off the natural charm and presence that soon make her a household name. Born on February 21, 1979, in Waco, Texas, Hewitt was only 14 when they shot the movie, already working hard on a career that was about to take off. Massive fame followed fast with major hits like Party of Five, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Ghost Whisperer, Client List, and 911, making her one of the most famous faces of her era. Today, at 47, Jennifer Love Hewitt is still going strong, with Sister Act 2 serving as a really cool early chapter for a future Hollywood star. Brian Tobey turned out to be one of Sister Act 2's best surprises as Amal, the confident kid whose mind-blowing voice simply couldn't be ignored. That unforgettable moment during the final competition showed off a voice way beyond his years, giving fans one of the film's absolute best highlights. November 26, 1978, in Willingboro, New Jersey, Tobey was only 15 during filming, already showing off the crazy vocal range that would define his future in music. But he didn't just stay in front of the camera, going on to thrive as a singer, songwriter, and top producer, even joining the R&B group City High and writing massive hits for several major artists. Now at 47, Ryan Tobey is highly respected for his music career, and that classic role in Sister Act 2, where his performance as Amal is still a fan favorite. Meanwhile, Tanya Blount made her character one of the choir's brightest stars, winning over audiences with a voice mixed perfect technique with pure, raw feeling. Every single song showed the confidence of a young artist bound for huge success far beyond the movie screen, helping turn Sister Act 2 into one of the absolute best musical comedies of the 90s. Born on September 25, 1977, in Washington, D.C., Blount joined the cast at 16, introducing moviegoers to a stellar vocalist who could do way more than act. She went on to build a great career as a recording artist, stage performer, and gospel singer, sharing her incredible voice with audiences worldwide, while working on some highly praised musical projects. 48 years old, Tanya Blount is still celebrated for that raw authenticity and vocal power that made her so unforgettable as a kid. Whoopi Goldberg turned Deloris Van Cartier into one of the most iconic comedy characters of the 1990s, fixing raw humor and real heart, with a magnetic charm that still grabs audiences around the globe today. Deloris wasn't just the star of Sister Act. She was the spark behind its message of friendship and courage, and the life-altering power of music. Born November 13, 1955 in New York City, Goldberg was 36 when the first movie dropped, having already won global acclaim through The Color Purple and Ghost, showing off her incredible dramatic and comedic range. The massive success of Sister Act and the sequel Only locked in her spot as a top Hollywood star. Later on, she became one of the rare few to win an EGOT, securing her spot in entertainment history. Now 71, Whoopi Goldberg still reaches new generations through acting, producing, television, and charity work. Yet Deloris Van Cartier is still the role that shook up that convent and became a truly beloved musical comedy icon. Thanks for checking out our tribute to the amazing cast of Sister Act. Which performance stood out most to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe. Catch much more of our classic, then and now stories.